Hey girl, don't get hurt, can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, I push it down. I'm the one for a good time call, phone's blowing up, ringing my doorbell. I feel the love, I feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throw 'em back till I lose count. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, the chandelier. I'm gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. Sun's up, I'm a mess. Gotta get up now, gotta run from this. Here comes the shame, here comes the shame. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throw 'em back till I lose count. I wanna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Wanna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. Gonna fly like a bird from the night. Feel my tears as they dry. I wanna swing from the chandeliers, the chandelier. But I'm holding on for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes. I'll keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Help me, I'm holding on for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes. I'll keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. On for tonight. Yes, I'm just holding on for tonight. No, I'm just holding on for tonight. No, I'm just holding on for tonight. On for tonight. On for tonight. Yes, I'm just holding on for tonight. I'm just holding on for tonight. On for tonight. On for tonight.
Hello. There we go. What's up, everybody? Hold on. What? Weird. Things were not where they were supposed to be. Rasta, Steven, Zia, JR, 10 bucks, X, Isaac, Finish, Warren, Fufox, Stella, Blue, Bear, B-Side, Colette, Shazar, Shepherd, Solipsist, Sim, Heroes, and Diamonds, Top, Macaron, Ellen Lord, Torny, Thurlow. Good to see you, everybody. It is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. And we are gathered here today to play some All Night Silksong. Yes, that was a cover by Damien Rice. Which I don't think is, you know, he's not well known anymore or anything, but he was pretty big in the like mid 2000s, I would say, early to mid 2000s. If you look his album O or Zero, I'm pretty sure it's O. Lots of really good songs on that album. In fact, most of his international fame came from a couple of songs that were on the soundtrack of the movie Closer, which, as far as you are concerned, X, you're too young to have seen. It was a movie with Clive Owen, Natalie Portman, that other fucking guy. What was the name of that guy? It was a really good movie. Very, very sad, but really good. Who's that guy? Jude Law, that's the one. Yeah. That was the guy. And Julia Roberts wasn't there. Yeah. It was a really interesting movie about relationships. And the meaning of commitment. Boot, good to see you. I saw a thing just while I was getting ready for the stream and the countdown was going down. I saw a video, and I didn't have time to really verify if it was a real thing or just an AI generated content bait. There are food delivery robots now, like little thing that drive on the streets to deliver food to people. That's a thing? That's crazy. That is crazy. Some fly too. People like to mess with them, of course. Let me guess. The delivery costs haven't gone down thanks to that, right? What's up, Chipmunk? What's up, Credo? Seen them in sushi restaurants. Well, okay, I think in the context like of a closed restaurant, if you have like a basically an elaborate Roomba that goes around and delivers, you know, little things to the table, you know, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I think, you know, I think human servers probably have value from like a social perspective. But at least it's, you know, it's manageable. Having them roam the streets feels like, I don't know, I feel like the percentage of people not getting their food it should be pretty high. I don't know. Maybe I overestimate the number of criminals roaming the streets. I don't know. What's up, Books? How are you doing today? Tux on Books? Is that a name change? I feel like I've never seen your name, but I could have been forgetting. I've had them in Chicago since 2018. Okay. Listen. I live in the middle of the woods in this here Switzerland, so we don't have delivery robots here. I'm lucky if a human finds my house. So, well, maybe robots would do better, actually. I don't know. I guess you don't have to tip all the time. I'm too European for this, X. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm too European for this. Or Swiss, more specifically, I guess. Tipping culture is not very much a thing there. Like, you will tip if you've had a good time at a restaurant, or if you know, are well off and you want to be super generous, but it is very much not expected. Have some, but only in specific areas. Apparently there's a Walmart here that does the flying drone delivery. Man, the future just happened and I didn't realize. Alright then. Well, good. Yeah, because that's surely that's gonna bring down the costs of delivery, of consumer goods eventually, and, you know, lead to good stuff like universal basic income and all that, right? Surely. Surely. Amazon does drone delivery for certain product. Do I need to invest in like in a scoped rifle? Do I need to invest in a scoped rifle? That's starting to feel like a good investment. Shooting the drones out of the sky. I've played too much Arc Raiders, you can tell. That's what all the tech fetishists said would happen. They're definitely trustworthy and don't have ulterior motives, yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen. Corporations are leading the charge. Clearly, those are humanitarian, you know, motives, right? That's what corporations do. They care about people. They make people's lives better. That's what they're designed for. Of course. Yeah. Have you seen Tim Sweeney's personal post about the Epic situation? For those who don't know, I haven't talked about it on this channel yesterday, but I've talked about it with Naz, and we talked about it a tiny bit on this channel. Epic laid off 1,000 people because apparently Fortnite's not making enough money anymore. Days after raising the price of V-Bucks to prevent that situation from happening. But apparently a couple days was enough to be like, you know what, we raised the price, it didn't immediately make a shit ton of money, we're gonna have to lay off 1,000 people. I don't know how big Epic is, but 1,000 people is huge, no matter the size of the fucking company. What is interesting in this situation, because, you know, I understand right sizing, right? That new term they're using because too many people have watched The Office and we know downsizing is bad. So now they're calling it right sizing to make it appear, you know, better. It was 20% of Epic staff. Yeah, okay. Jesus. And so Tim Sweeney put out he's the CEO of the company, for those who don't know. He put out a message saying, trying to spin this in, oh yeah, I mean, we're just innocently right-sizing the company because, you know, the economy, blah, blah, blah. And here's the good thing. Employers now have 1,000 super highly qualified people on the market that they can hire. All part of like the 1% best employees in their fields in the world. Blah, blah, blah. That message made me so upset. I was reading that and I was like, holy fuck. You absolute scummy asshole. How dare you try to spin it this way? How dare you? Hey, you know what? I hope all these great developers find a great job that doesn't completely, you know, put their lives in shambles, having to move or whatever. But, and I'm sure, you know, I don't think he's lying in that sense. Yeah, I'm sure they're really, you know, talented and good people, but I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. Almost like posturing as you did a great thing for the industry. Oh, I'm releasing all those great people to the world. You know? Yeah, as if that's the thing, Luminary, right? As if there's 1,000 jobs out there. Like, people are already struggling. Like, no matter how good they are. Clearly, it doesn't matter. They just got fired from a company that, you know, apparently thinks they're fantastic. So clearly their talent is not gonna, you know, be enough in a lot of cases. I'm sure some of them will be fine, you know, don't get me wrong, but for a 7,000 person layoff last year? Jeez. Well, I hope you landed on your feet, B-side. That fucking sucks. And I mean, you know, listen, I understand the economy's in fucking shambles right now and everyone's struggling. But just don't fucking pretend that you did, you know, a favor to the industry or anything. I don't know. Like, at this point, just shut the fuck up, you know, like, just don't say anything. It would have been better. Have the issue companies overhiring the second a game is popular, expecting continued unrealistic growth to continue. I don't know. Here's my cynical take. You suddenly have an influx of new players, new money, you are on the spotlight, you have a short time to use it. You hire a bunch of people to make a lot of content, which is what Fortnite did, right? Bunch of game modes, bunch of fucking skins, bunch of collabs, blah, 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 blah. You need a lot of people to move that around, right? And then as soon as sort of the spotlight's over, which it's the case for Fortnite now, right? Like, it's sort of like on the later end of its lifespan, probably, at least in the spotlight. The game's gonna be there forever, quote unquote. But you know, it's on the back end of its shinier moments, unless there's a resurgence in the future. And you still have to make profits. You just fire a bunch of people and I don't know. Although I don't even think Epic is not a publicly traded company, is it? So they don't have shareholders to please, as far as I can tell. I don't know. There's probably like some, you know, private investors or whatever, or even just the fucking higher-ups wanting to line their pockets. I don't know. You know, I'm obviously not an economist or anything. Or they are actually struggling that much. Which could be true. In which case, holy fuck. If the company that literally licenses the most widespread game engine in the world and has the second biggest online store and, well, second, maybe third, I don't know how big like GOG is or whatever, but I would assume they're second after Steam, right? And has one of the most successful multiplayer games of all time. Not a year ago they were saying, oh yeah, we can afford to blow billions to compete with Google and Apple. We can afford to do that. Like Tim Sweeney was just bragging about it openly. You can find the fucking, you know, like quotes where he's saying that stuff. I'm not even kidding. That's not me paraphrasing, by the way. Legit quote. We can compete. We can spend billion competing with Google and Apple because we can afford it, is what he said. So going from that to having to sack 20% of your company in a year is very fucking worrying. If it's actually just a situation of like they cannot afford to keep that up, it's actually kind of concerning for the industry as a whole, I think. Yeah, of course, Brightboot. But I think Blizzard, I don't wanna be wrong here, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so Blizzard right now is owned by Microsoft, right? Before that, it was it just, what was the top of the line Activision? No, there was Vivendi on top of that. Well, that was before, actually, 2013. But yeah, like Blizzard always had like sort of fucking like huge ass public corporations behind them. At least for, you know, for the recent past couple decades. After the WoW sort of boom, right? I think it's a little bit different. Because, you know, well, you know, I'm not saying it justifies the bullshit they're pulling sometimes, but yeah, no, I mean, Epic Games is privately held, so that's, you know, the context is a little bit different, right? There's less sort of fiduciary responsibility or whatever they call that, you know, nonsense that they justify their actions with. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just looking at the, you know, obviously I'm not an insider or anything, but I'm just looking at the industry from the outskirts as someone who works semi in the sort of like perimeter, but, you know, playing video games to pay my bills and all that. And I'm just worried. I just keep seeing more and more signs of imminent collapse, and I don't like that. And hopefully it doesn't happen, you know? Hopefully it's just a couple of tough years. Yeah, maybe dead end. The CEO bonuses were threatened. That's where the, you know, that's where you have to put your foot down. That's the line right there. What's up, Nibiru? I said that twice, I think. Saying it again made me feel like I, you know. If you exclude Fortnite and free games, GOG would easily come second. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think Epic is like the second biggest platform. I mean, obviously Steam is massively bigger than any of them, but yeah, I don't know. Still concerning. Anyway, we got there from talking about like delivery food robots and drones delivering goods to people. Again, time to invest in a scope rifle. Shoot them out of the sky and enjoy free shit, I guess. I'm not encouraging people to do that, of course. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm naive, but I'm not worried at all. Feels like indie is so good, it will be fine. Well, here's the thing, and that's like sort of a conversation and argument I've made in the past. But indie only is that good as long as the top of the pyramid, like the AAA stuff, is thriving. Because the money, you know, when the AAA industry is doing so good and there's so much money coming in, it allows more money to, I hate to use the word trickle, but that's kind of what it is. It allows the indies to be as successful as they are. Because then there's more investors attracted to the industry, and the bigger the investors at the top, the bigger the investors in the middle of the fucking thing, right? Where the big indies are. Because they, you know, they're out of their range to get to the top, so to speak. So they invest in you know, like it's that sort of cascading effect. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. Oh, that never changes, I don't think. It's the same in every publishing industry, whether it's music, books. If the top of the pyramid collapses and the big money doesn't come in at the top, you know, people start pulling back. Not so many more investments, you know, like the bigger investors won't be in the AAA space anymore. Gives way for smaller investors to get in. And who loses those smaller investors? The indies first. Or now think about, you know, a lot of like indie companies are owned by bigger publishers, right? There's like this sort of like ownership sort of thing. Who gets cut first? You know? It's why do you think the indie industry started getting so big when the video game industry was booming as a whole? That is no coincidence. And it's the same, you know, it's the same thing with every publishing industry. The only reason why my books are published is because my publisher has some way bigger, more, you know, lucrative contracts with much bigger writers. So they can afford to throw a little bit out there, you know, and be like, hey, maybe this guy's gonna be the next big one. So let's just, you know, spend a little bit of money to find that. We can afford it now, right? Same with, you know, the reason Returnal exists, for to take like a sort of like obvious example, is because Sonic at the time could afford to just throw some money at a company that was doing a bit more of a niche game, right? We're not in that context anymore. Now, it doesn't mean that you know, stuff like Mugenics, stuff like Slay Spire will disappear, you know, overnight. That's not what I mean. But if the trend keeps going the way it is, that indie market's gonna suffer more and more. Because you get people spending money on AAA games, like or live service games and stuff like that. Those games end up closing a few months later. People get frustrated. They don't want to spend their money anymore. They get out of the gaming space altogether. Not us. We're fucking hardcore nerds, right? Like, we're gonna always be there. But much like streaming, the very loud people, you guys in chat, you don't make the bulk of the viewership, right? Like, the bulk of the viewership is the silent, quote-unquote passerbys, you know, like the ones that are just here for the ride for a little bit. Same with gaming, right? If too many people get frustrated, there's less marketing, the space is just less big in general, people talk about it less, the cascading effects are catastrophic. You don't get hundreds of thousands of people buying an indie game in an industry that's collapsing. That doesn't happen anymore. And to another extent, the success of games like Mugenics, Slay Spire, the big recent indie successes, or even Silksong that we're playing right now, like Hollow Knight and all that, only happens because of those very popular online stores, right? Remove Steam, do you think Slay the Spire becomes a success? Do you think it becomes that big of a success selling their video game on their own website or something? And those stores depend on the bigger picture of the industry, on the bigger sellers, right? I'm not saying like Steam's gonna disappear overnight. That's not what I'm, but this is the general trajectory long term, right? If things keep going in the way they're going. So, I'm not saying you should worry short term, Shepard. Maybe, maybe even your lifetime as a gamer, I don't know, is probably safe. I don't fucking know. I'm not a psychic. But I'm just saying there's reasons to worry for the industry in general. What's up, Spooky Oogie? How are you doing today? VOD viewers like me only catch a stream once a couple of fortnight. Yeah, no, exactly. There's all kinds of viewers on Twitch, and the most visible ones are chatters, of course, but they are not the majority. If every day, every time I look at my stats, and I've talked about that before, but the actual like unique chatters only represent 10 to 15% of the unique viewers on any given day. It's not a lot. Most people just don't chat, which, can be different for certain channels. My channel has I would say, a pretty low ratio of chatters compared to lurkers, which makes sense. We have pretty strict rules and all that, which can, stop some people from chatting. Totally understandable. But yeah. For now, the industry is too big to die, but some massive actors really fumbling at the moment. Yeah. We said the same about banking in 2008, though. I'm not saying it's the same. It's very different. I'm just, And here's the thing. If the gaming industry collapses the way banks did in 2008, the government's not gonna bail it out. It's not the same. Well, that's the thing I saw. The streams where there's a lot of like random conversations, and the moments when those conversations happen are the most engaging and engaged statistically. Yeah. So if there's a stream where there's a lot of like conversations, I can see like that's when we get to the 15, sometimes even 20%. And the streams that are more gameplay heavy, where the game is on the forefront, slightly lower. Oh, I mean, maybe neither, Gluminary, but again, I don't want to sound alarmist. I think gaming's fine. And again, that is purely my, outsider's opinion. I'm not a game dev. I'm not working directly in the field. I'm just on the outskirts, It could simply be a symptom of the current climate. And in 3 to 4 years, hopefully, things change. Maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, the entire economy is kind of struggling right now, so, maybe there's reasons to be, well, not optimistic, but to not look at the gaming industry itself and be like, yeah, that industry specifically is struggling. No, everyone's struggling. So maybe we're relatively fine. Right? What's up, Facehugger? Good luck with your job interview. 77% of Rebirth players were 30 plus. Young generations just play mostly Roblox mobile game. I think free-to-play games are a huge thing for newer generations, yeah. Which totally makes sense. If those games existed back in our day, we would have been playing them too. Because, We didn't have the money to get full games. If your parents weren't just showering you with money and games, you just were stuck with the one game you bought every fucking year at Christmas or something. And also, yeah, it's a remake of an old game, which is a lot of the attraction of it. But yeah, a lot of the that was my same observations when I was a teacher. Is at the time when I was teaching, everyone was at first playing Minecraft, which wasn't a free-to-play game now that I think about it, but it was just that popular and it was pretty cheap. And then when Fortnite came out, or started rather getting popular, you know, that was all they were playing and talking about, with the eventual like yearly FIFA release maybe for some of those kids. But it was mostly about Fortnite, which I'm assuming now has been sort of overtaken by Roblox as the main big social thing. And again, I always go back to that same thing. It's about the social aspect of it. It's not about the video game itself. And I could really see that with my students when they were talking about Fortnite. They were never talking about like the actual games and how they were winning or losing or shooting or whatever. It was just about hanging out with their skins and cool dances. It was really just about the social aspect of it. And I'm assuming Roblox is even better for that because it's sort of like a free-form sandbox, right? As far as I understand. So it's always about the social aspect of it. Same reason why WoW was so big when we were, you know, like a little younger. The memories you remember about WoW, a lot of them are less about the actual accomplishments in the game, but more about the fact that you were with your buddies while you were doing it. The moments where you were hanging out in the capital, just shooting the shit, and, you know, and all the conversations you had with your buddies while you were farming that one mount. Like, you don't really remember the actions themselves. It was just the social aspect of it. That's the huge thing. Same reason why, you know, I think Arc Raiders is the most popular extraction shooter. It doesn't have the most engaging gameplay. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's pretty good, but it is that popular because it's very social. So yeah, no, not surprised that, you know, not surprised that the free-to-play social games are doing great. The Malach says we had Snake on our phones, everything after that is just a pale imitation. Snake was fine. I remember playing a lot of Snake. Trying to finish the game. What's up, Samalot? Trying to get my father into gaming now that he's retired. He's done a few puzzles in The Witness. I think Blueprints would be right up his alley. Those are... I don't know. I can tell, obviously, you know, I can never really get that perspective, but... I wonder if those are good games for beginners in the space, right? It seems like they're quite complicated. But you know, you know, you have a point in that they're not very video gamey games. If that makes sense. Like there's not a lot of like you know, mechanical gameplay involved, which could be good. Mostly brain stuff, which even if you're not a gamer, you can do. You know, solve puzzles and all that. Yeah, could be decent choices. I don't know, like, it's an interesting thought. I never really thought about that too much, but what would be good games to get non-gamers into gaming? Like, if you, let's say you get a partner and they're not a gamer, what game are you putting in front of them? Try and get them to try the medium. My choice would probably be like an interactive story game. Because there's a good chance that they like TV shows and all that, like, so something like Dispatch or Life is Strange or stuff like that, right? I think those could be good for like a first little dipping their toes in there, right? Yeah, The Walking Dead, stuff like that. Bushi, yeah, sure. How to have someone never play video games ever again. Same with Dark Souls. Depends on the person. Surely, yeah, I agree. How are you today, Skyrek? Yeah, I've heard good things about Lorelei. I want to play that one eventually. There's a YouTube series about that, a dude who makes his non-gamer partner play different genres to see her reaction. Interesting. Actually, it's funny because in 2019, I think, I thought about when I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. We were thinking about doing a YouTube series like that. We would call it Gaming Education. And it was the idea of, you know, sort of taking a non-gamer and slowly getting them into the thing, and it was supposed to be sort of like half actual gaming and have like sort of historical stuff about how that specific genre came to be, or that game came to be, or, you know, sort of like a whole general education of gaming and its history through playing those games and getting someone through sort of like the history of it and learning about the whole art form, one game at a time and one little story at a time. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I thought that was a cool concept. Oh well. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that concept though, because I'm pretty sure if I'm ever dating again, it's probably gonna be a gamer. I don't think I want to date a non-gamer anymore. You know, I need someone who understands. My lifestyle doesn't allow for anything else, I don't think. Yeah, maybe so, Brayboot. I think that's a big thing. Usually lurking, not used to talk there. No worries, Skyrek. There's no obligation to talk, but you're always welcome to. Yeah, B-side? Yeah, I kind of agree with that, I think, but I wonder if there's a bias there, Brayboot, because of our own personal preferences. I feel like some people would be maybe, you know, they're like, I want to play a game. I don't want to. I can watch a TV show if I want a story, right? I just want a game. I feel like there's people like that. It might not be, you know, like it might be a case by case basis. Someone could think, you know, like a video game, it's, you know, I move a thing and I do a thing and there's like actual interactivity. I don't know. Is my chat working? Yep. That one at least. Prior to that, I don't think you've said anything since the little emote at the very beginning of the stream, yeah. Yeah, Brayboot. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm, you know, I obviously that happens, but I think some people maybe would, if they're playing video games, they would rather play video games. But I don't know. Yeah, my choice would always be a narrative, interactive game, for sure. Something again, like Life is Strange, or I hate to, you know, praise David Cage, but I think Detroit is a great game for non-gamer. Recently, I think something like Dispatch could be really good. It does have a few somewhat difficult gaming moments with the hacking system and all that. I think you need to be sort of a gamer to play those well, but my wife pretends to be interested in the games that I play. Does that count? I mean, it doesn't make her a gamer, but it makes her a loving wife. I think that's a win. Being interested in your partner's interests is a beautiful thing. Even just trying to be interested, you know. Was there no... Hold up. Did the alert not show up, like the thing that pops up? I heard the music, but when I looked over, there was no... But I could have looked too late. I don't know. Anktar! Thank you for the tier 3, 26 months. It's a huge resub. I appreciate it. Anktar, you will be remembered. It showed up. Okay, nice. Thank you. Co-op games. Yeah, that's a good point. Co-op games are also a good thing. My dad finished the original Zelda. Even Googled how to enable the secret mode. Which is Borg. What else is new? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the original Zelda. Man, I remember, I've always told the story before, but the original Zelda was one of my first sort of video game. And I was playing it and I didn't understand English, so I got my mom to buy me an English to French dictionary because there was no translations at the time. And I would have like the dictionary on my lap, like trying to translate the messages. And yeah, I would have my mom try to help me sometimes to figure out some of those tricks, which, you know, she had no fucking clue. She didn't play games or anything, but she was pretending to try and help me. It was kind of a good time. I eventually finished the game, you know. Took me some time, but yeah. Someone asked earlier, I think it was Nibiru, he asked, what was my first video game? My first actual video game was a Mickey Mouse Game & Watch from like 1983 or 4. Maybe 1985, maybe. It was a little Game & Watch you would get with like your Mickey Mouse magazine subscription or something. It was some silly fucking game where Mickey Mouse has to grab eggs in a basket. It's one of those like you know, liquid display games, you know, very simplistic, 4 positions and you press the buttons, and you can look it up. Hold on. Mickey Mouse Game & Watch 1985? 1981? Oh my lord. That is crazy. 1981. I wasn't born yet, so I got it after, you know, that was the one. Sorry for the fandom fucking link, but that's the closest thing I can find. Simple information. That was my first video game ever. I had the exact one that's pictured on the page there. There's apparently several models. That's the one I got. Yeah, I don't know how it came. I think it was part of like a Mickey Mouse magazine thing. Maybe it came out in Europe later. That's also possible. But yeah, that was my first video game, and I played hours and hours of it. And then I got a Commodore 64. I remember playing Barbarian and chopping heads at like 5 years old. I still remember how you do it. You press both buttons and back on the joystick at the same time. Do a swing attack and cut people's head off. That's how I got started in fighting games. That was my first fighting game. And then NES. Not that long after. Zelda. Super Mario. Castlevania. And there we go. From there to here. right now. Playing Hollow Knight. What a, you know, what a journey. You can see the direct, like, heritage too in Hollow Knight, you know, from like those Castlevania games and all that. So. The Lion King for DOS, which was hard as shit. Was it the same one as on the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo by Westwood or whatever? That one was hard as balls, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a great game, Luminary. It looked good. It, you know, I loved the movie, so of course. But yeah, it was hard as balls. Especially that third stage, I think, with the fucking flipping monkey puzzles. That trauma from that shit. First ever video game was Super Mario 64. Interesting. It's actually super hard. No idea how I managed at 5 or so years old. I don't know. I guess we were... It was different. Maybe you don't remember how bad you were. That actually is likely. But I think also video game languages change. We get used to more modern, streamlined stuff. So going back can be challenging. We have to get used to the jankiness again. No consoles when I was young. My mom hated them. However, my sister worked in an arcade, spent all day playing Mr. Doe. I don't remember that game. Friend set me in front of a game that taught me the alphabet. That's funny. Those educational game on computers. I remember those. Playing games as a kid is OP for learning. You don't care about being bad. You don't care about doing the same repetitive thing over and over. Yeah, I feel the same to this day still. I don't... I think... Am I still a kid? I don't care about, you know, fucking up. I mean, I like to learn and get better. I feel more invested, probably, than I did when I was a kid. But I don't care about the repetitiveness. I don't care about losing. All those things don't really matter. There's... I mean, I do have moments of frustrations, of course, but... Like, ultimately, it doesn't stay with me. I focus... Like, what remains is the desire to get better. King Quest. Oh yeah, King's Quest was good. I don't remember much about them, but I like those. Point and click games, yeah. One of my favorite one was, I mean, The Dig was awesome, if you guys remember that one. I loved Full Throttle. That one was beautiful. It blew my mind when I was younger. Full Throttle. Like, it felt like watching an animated film that you could play. Which is what it was, but at the time it was super impressive. Visually speaking, and then the, you know, they were, yeah, man, point and click games, crazy. I feel like those games deserve a resurgence, and there's some sort of video games that are kind of inspired by them that come out sometimes, but... And there's a couple of old school, you know, inspired ones that also come out, but they rarely find much of an audience, it feels like. One of the first video games I played and remember was Yugo. I remember when Yugo was a TV show thing, and you had to call to play, and then press on your fucking phone keys. And the problem is there was so much latency, which we didn't understand was latency at the time. We thought people sucked when they were playing those things. We're like, man, those people are not gamers. If I was playing that, I would absolutely nail it. I never did, because you couldn't call from Switzerland. You had to be in France for that, for the French version of the TV show. But there was latency, of course. We didn't have the concept of that at the time. The internet wasn't that widespread or anything, so, you know. And now you play a video game with like 100 ms, which is not that much, and you're like, fuck that fucking ping. That latency is just screwing me over. And back then it was probably half a second doing those things on the phone. Game I played the most was a cracked version of Diablo 2. Boo! Criminal! I don't know. What's the game I've played the most? Probably Tekken 3. Still to this day. League of Legends, probably not too far behind. There were quite a few years where I was playing a lot of it. Yeah, I think Tekken 3 is probably still my most played game ever. It was a good 3 years where I would play 5 hours a day every single day, and those were normal days. There were days where it was more than that. So it was like, it was definitely like at least 1,500 hours each year for 3 years. So I must be over 5,000 hours on Tekken 3, most likely. I don't think I played that much WoW, because I was a bit on and off during like BC, for instance. I played since beta, then to the release of BC, but that wasn't that much, I don't think. I don't think I ever got to like 100 days played or something. Because I was working at the time. Also, I was, you know, and then in teaching school, so, and then teaching a little bit during LK. Yeah, no, I don't think I got there. And then League, obviously, I was streaming it for a while, for like about a year and a half, I think. So that's about like 6-7 hours a day. I'm sorry I said those words. And then, yeah, no, I think it has to be still Tekken 3, probably. With roughly 5,000 hours, I would say. 5 to 6,000 hours. And then League, most likely. And then maybe Tarkov. I'm like 2K plus on Tarkov, so that was my pandemic game, which obviously pushed those numbers up. Yeah. What's up, Clip Turn? How are you doing today? I have not played Four Last Things, no. I haven't even heard of it, I don't think. What's up, Quasi? Path of Exile. Rocket League, yeah. I think Nasralla's most played game is also Rocket League, I think. Well, after WoW, most likely. But I think he mentioned one time that he put in some serious time in there. Hearthstone. What's up, Costa? Destiny 1, interesting, yeah. Solid half of my teenage years. Man, you guys are some of you guys are dating yourself, you know. Bunch of kids in there. Actually, dude, Destiny 1 was more than 10 years ago. Jesus. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Destiny again lately because I've been playing marathon. I've been playing marathons, so it's making me think about Destiny, and I'm a little sad that I never kept up with Destiny and kept playing it through like the second half of 1, because I stopped at the Vault of Glass and then 2. There were some good times in there, it seems, but yeah. Oh well. Can't play everything. Missed the best expansions. I know. I'm okay with it. Can't play everything. Okay, so... Past Daniel saved me there. I was just thinking, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I don't remember what... I remember we stopped at this fucking capitalist asshole there. But I didn't remember what the next steps were. But Past Daniel was very, very good. Put in some markers for me and everything. I'm very happy. Thank you, Past Daniel. Rare Past Daniel W, I know. Still have one fucking flea to find. I'm a little worried about that. I know I keep saying it, but... Yeah, so I do need, what was it, 310, I think? Back here again. It's a strange pilgrimage that bends and doubles back on itself. Still, you may as well take the opportunity to share your rosaries. Share your rosaries, yeah. Yeah, 310 before I... Well, 350, right, with the entrance fee. 350. Although I guess if I die, I get teleported back here without paying. That's a good trick. Sharing is caring, sure. Let's get on our way. Oh yeah, I'm not playing until there's a wall of Shermas in the chat. I'm just letting you guys know. This is the active part of the stream, chat. This is your moment to shine. You know, some people do that thing where some people use this thing on Twitter. They're like, we're only continuing the stream when you pay enough subs or money or donations or whatever. Me, it's like the emotes. I want the Sherma emotes in chat. Thank you, guys. Is it still 30? Yeah, okay, at least it's not... Man, if I was a game dev... Dude, I would be an asshole if I was a game dev. If I was a game dev, that thing would be increasing by 10 every time. Yeah, fuck your sign. Spend the money and fix it. Okay, I need to check the red thing first, which was this door here. Garama! Garama! Is it reacting to the Garama to get more aggressive? Or is it just a coincidence? Hold on. Because right now it's just slamming very... Yeah, slowly, and then... Garama! Garama! See? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. He's not doing it. Garama? Garama! Oh my god. Garama! Can I... Garama! 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 think I'm resetting its reaction every time. So he's not doing anything. That's so funny. It's like resetting his reaction every time. Can I interrupt him? Yep. That's so funny. What an interesting little situation there. Huh. Well, that's funny. Okay, hold on. What are my notes looking like on this side of the map there? Yeah, we're very far away. Where am I? I'm up here. Okay, so I need to... That's a floaty balloon guy. I don't... Person. I don't remember the name of that character. Was it... Did we... God damn it. Didn't take note of that. That's okay. And then... monster behind door reacts to Garama! There we go. Okay. Reacts to Garama, clearly a friend. Yeah, no, I mean, them's the rules, right? What an interesting little thing. Interesting little detail. No, I remember more. I'm talking about the person in the flying balloon there. That gave me the... The seamstress! That was her name. I just thinking about them. Seamstress. There we go. Oh, Jesus! For a second, I didn't hear Sherma's voice anymore. And I was like, did I just land on Sherma? That would have been so funny. Imagine you check there and there's just Sherma's little hand with his fucking bell. And that's the only thing you see. If I was making a game, that would have happened, yeah. If I'm making a game and players aren't traumatized after playing it, I failed as a designer. That is my opinion. Oh yeah, that'd be even funnier. Still, both his hands is just banging on his thing. I don't know if that's where I want to go, though. So another one of those hooks there, which is... Oh. Bye. Starting a petition to prevent Daniel to develop a game? That's mean. Oh, interesting. Was mean to Sherma? No, it wasn't. I haven't done anything to Sherma. Sherma's fine. Okay, that does it. don't know why I'm going up here. I should be going left first. This is a terrible idea. Oh. Okay, what am I supposed to dash and then... Yeah. The flamingo. Fren! Ow. That's a... We're going way up. Considering we're supposed to go up to find that citadel or whatever. Feels like this is a good way to get there. Oh boy. That's a massive thing. Yeah, see how far up we are? What the fuck? My issue is I really wanted to fill this because I'm thinking there's going to be like some backtracking here. This is like going to be an access to... And I do want to open that before I go too far, but... Yeah, okay, you know what? No. I'm first checking the other side. This seems really cool and all, but there's an order to those things. How are you, Rico? What was that thing shooting? What? Did it kill this thing? Oh my god. Enemies actually fighting each other. Oh, well. The ants fighting everyone else, I guess, rather. I mean, those things are... Again, they haven't attacked me or anything. I think they're pacifist. Still killing them because contact damage is a thing, and I don't want to risk anything, but... Okay, come on. My range is so short. God damn it. Why am I always missing this fucking thing? My hit rate on the Silk Spear is incredibly low. Like, it's shameful how low it is. I'm telling you, this guy cancels his animation sometimes. Pretends he's gonna attack and then doesn't. That's crazy. Pretty good, that comfy, tired state you get sometimes. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure I'm feeling it very often, but I think I know. Wait! Can you not? Interesting, you cannot pogo on those red ones. Huh. Cubone. I'm not a big Pokemon player, so... Well, I mean, I'm not at all a Pokemon player, which explains why I never thought about that, but I know who Cubone is. And you're right, it does look like him. The fuck? What was the point of that big room? Just a... Well, okay. Just the beads up left, I guess. Remove this. What's up, Mithulu? How are you doing today? Oh my god, that's the flea! That's the last flea, I think. Get fucked. Ow! Oh god. Alright. Yes! Finally! I was starting to get worried. See, I was correct. Backtracking was the right decision. Very happy with it. Sorry about that. That was me violently dropping my phone on the table. Woo. Yeah, you guys have to wait for the actual... You guys have no sense of timing. For shame. Everybody, for shame. You guys know you're gonna have to do it again as soon as I free that thing, right? Don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. You're in my house, sir. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. And I need to drink some water. Yeah, that flea's pretty chill. Just sleeping, just having a nap. Get him out!
Get him out!
See, now it's super eager and excited. Just like me? When are you installing Arc Raiders, Risa, so we can finally play a video game together? It's important. I'm broke? You can get it for like 20 bucks. I mean, I'm not saying 20 bucks isn't a big thing, but, you know, when you're broke, but... It's a lot of money for me currently. Yeah, I'm sorry. Kinda same. The only saving grace for me when it comes to video games is I can, they're tax deductible for me, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's what it is. So it's a little less of a sting. Keeps me under that threshold of, actually getting taxed on my revenue. Because I make that little money on Twitch. Alright, I'm gonna free the fucking flea. Awoo! And then it just goes. There we go. Oh, Jesus! Everyone had that emote loaded in, I guess, huh? Yeah, chat was just waiting. Just everyone with their finger hovering over the fucking enter key. Alright, we need to go back to those nerds. Because we got all the fleas now. Return to Flea Master Mushka. of the flea caravan in the marrow. I will. Let me finish exploring this, which coincidentally is gonna get us back to there. Yeah, should be nice. Alright. Ah, jeez. Okay, I hate those fucking things. Probably gonna die. The fact that I can't see is very annoying. I need to... Yeah, I was gonna say, I need to, Whoa, bitch! Oh my god. Get fucking murked, you asshole. Yeah, that's right. There you go. I just realized the beginning of Sherma's song sounds like the beginning of King Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the business. I don't know the lyrics very well. Oh, fuck off. You hear it too? Yeah. I mean, they're the same notes. Impossible not to unhear it once your brain clicks, yeah. Well, it's over for me now. Sherma is now Christmas coded. Yeah, I get wrecked. Oh, fuck off. Oh, shit, that was almost great. I almost dashed away from that one. That would have been so fucking cool. What's up, Mercer? How are you today, Captain Nax? Where's that fucking asshole now? He back up? And I hate those nerds. Yeah, there he is. I just remembered about the trick we learned yesterday. I was trying to do it again. Whew. Okay, am I in known? Yes, I am now in known areas. Wait, how was I? Whoa. Confused. I could have been. I could have went through this place this whole time. What was preventing me of going up here? And then there. Oh, I broke the wall. Yeah. I guess you can only break it from one side. Did I wonder if there was nothing in this place, maybe? Hold on. Check my map. Where are we? No, okay, we're on the side there. I still don't think I can access this. Whoa, dude, parrying with this feels so fucking cool. It feels so tight. Okay. I mean, I could walk there. Let me, I could... Hold on. Come here. Come here. Can I interest you in flying around here, please? I think they just don't care about me. They're just flying around. They don't care about me. I'm murdering innocent creatures. Yeah, because I would like to pogo up here, but I don't think they can. Can I? Is there a way? No. Can you bounce on those things? No, you can shoot them. But I don't think you can bounce on them. Gotta try again. First, kill this guy. Then... Nah. It does not work. The bookwork. The mez. Yes, any information about the game is... Well, not necessarily a spoiler, but not welcome. Any information about the game is off limits. Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. Okay. I don't remember. Did I take a note? A closed gate shortcut. Yes, so I have to get up here from that side, clearly, which, again, I think I will eventually get like a double jump or a wall grip of some kind. That's my expectation. I don't think I can draw those things here. I can't bounce on the blowing up thing. Trying to think about the tools that I have. Different crest. No, I really don't think I have a way of getting up there yet. This is fine. Sure, we'll find a way later. I should have just taken the tram, I think. Well, the bellway, but now that I'm here anyway. Forge Daughter. Probably still shorter to just take the bellway, but I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I don't mind. Sure, why not? We are so fast. Backtracking does not feel too bad in this game. Wait, what the fuck? Was that a music or was that a... Thought I heard a voice for a sec, but I think that was the first note of the music. With another sound. Ah. God damn it. I got parried this time. My intention was not to parry, it was to attack. What's up, asterisk? Left side. And this map is quite elaborate. Yeah. Fucking parry again. Okay, I'm almost at 310 or whatever. 350. Technically I need 340 to buy out that merchant. So we'll make sure to have that much before going back. Doing. Ooh, that was close. I think the beads that fall in the lava are lost. Even if you have magnets. Which is interesting. They're right up. No, they're further down. Oh god! I forgot again. Thank god for that little floaty thing. Vren. Fuck your light. Respects for the little scared bug. Man, the music is so good in this area. It's so freaking good. That part specifically, like... Yeah, that part's incredible. My favorite few seconds of the soundtrack so far. Not my favorite track overall, but that little, like, specific little moment there. Ah. So good. Okay, I didn't take note of, I forgot what the name of that little nerd was. Which, you know, I have no proof that it's them, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm gonna have to go back in the VOD and check at some point. What's my favorite track so far? Hunter's March, probably. Hunter's March, followed closely by Bone Bottom, the town music. But yeah, Hunter's March is so far stands at the top. I'm excluding boss music because I'm so focused on the boss fights when I do them that I rarely have the time to really enjoy the music, right? But they were great. Like the boss music has been beautiful, but I tend to prefer sort of like ambient, slower stuff, right? Yeah, so Hunter's March has been great. Bone Bottom, I think the Marrow is probably third. But that little part in the song is so good. It is so good. I mean, you know, every fucking track in this game has been incredible so far, so... Trying to get 2 hits, but... Yeah, still closed here, huh? The Flea Caravan. Ow? Look at that one sleeping in the foreground. That one is very sleepy boy. A very, very sleepy boy. Some beasts here. I see them eat through the bony ground. It's very smart. Bone is everywhere. Much abundant. If only I had such stomach. Yeah, if only. It's warm here, you agree? He's very, what is say, cozy? The flea master, though, is always one to move on. We will be dragged away somewhere much worse soon, I think. Yeah, such is life, Varga.
Oh,
Garavits? Some beast here. Yep, that's the same. I pressed down by mistake. I'm about to Garama the shit of all those people. Are you guys ready? Garama! I love that the sleepy one's not reacting. That one's out. That one's just taking a nap. I wish to be more like that little flea right under me there. That is my goal in life, to be more like that little one. The good nappy boy, you know? Unfazed by whatever's happening around me. NPCs think she has Tourette's. Ow. Yeah, the fleas are the best. Okay, I will admit, chat, I tried to bounce off of a flea to see if I could get up here. I know. I tried. It didn't work. We're all good. Ow. Worst. Anything for secret? You have to science the game, you know? You have to understand. Ow! They're impressed by my jumping? I know it's just a proximity thing, but it makes it look like they're, you know, cheering me on for jumping. Alright, what say you, Grimka? Mushka. Close enough. Look, so many fleas have joined the caravan. What a miracle. We cannot thank you enough for honoring our humble wish. The lost fleas, wish granted. What am I getting for it? There are still many fleas for us to be united with, though, and we've rested long enough. The caravan must head higher. More fleas to find! I'm actually excited about that. I was almost sad that there was only 5, you know. I hope there's more. Oh, but stranger, how remiss of me. I introduced myself earlier without ever asking you for your own name. Forgive me, please. What shall we call you? You may call me Hornet, Flea Master. Know that I, like you, am glad to see your fellow fleas safe with your caravan. These are dangerous lands to travel alone. I still have a long journey ahead of me. If I come across any more fleas, I will assist where I am able. Oh, Vavenda! That is to say, incredible. What a beautiful thing for me to hear. Dear friend, Miss Hornet, our caravan must be away now toward the wide moor high above. That's where I'm going with the thing, I think. The big chimney. Would you travel with us as our honored guest? Oh! That's interesting. Typically, you know, I don't like fast traveling and all that. But in this case, it feels sort of like immersive and flavorful. Like, I'm like, yeah, why not travel with the nerds a little bit? Maybe it, you know, maybe there's a benefit to it or something happens if I do. It could be simply, you know, like the way my brain is thinking about it is that it could be simply a fast travel mechanic. Like, you've backtracked all this way, it's sending you back to the, you know, where you were, right? Or further, where you were supposed to go. But There's another part of my brain that's like, what if it's almost like a, you know, like a Souls sort of quest thing where you have to say yes to people for things to happen, right? Right. Yeah, I think Torny was just quoting me there, but good looking out, Ward. I think I'm gonna say yes, just to see what happens. I can always, you know, travel back to where I need to go if... Yeah, let us travel together. I think that works for me. Junta! Excellent, excellent. Let us make preparations and be off without delay. Rouse yourself, fleas, for the caravan roams once more. Are they? Hold on. Okay, I was like, are the fleas dragging the thing? No, it was the big beast that we saw. That is so fucking cute. I am so happy I said yes. That was very much worth doing. That was awesome. Being in there all cozy with all the flies, little one taking a nap still. That was awesome. Yeah, it looks like, you know, of course real life fleas are fucking annoying, but in this game the fleas look like little puppies. It would be like traveling in a carriage full of puppies. Fluffy puppies, you know, just cuddling you, right? That's what it looked like, it felt like. The music is beautiful there. The journey here was long, but we didn't lose a single flea. I'm told it's good luck to bring a guest along when traveling, so we must have you to thank. I trust the trip was agreeable for you. A pleasure, perhaps. Nestled in with our dear little ones. They certainly make for energetic travel companions. Not often had the opportunity to socialize with such spirited sorts. What a great sentence. I love Hornet's sort of vernacular. I think the way she speaks is awesome. Splendid. And now you must go and see Grishkin, sitting there at the bubbling cauldron. After a long travel, we drink to revive our spirits. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna... Grey Moor. Where are we? Oh, of course. Oh, shit! That did not lead me where I thought I was. I thought we were gonna go, like, up here, which I still have to do, by the way. That did not go where I thought we would. Huh. Interesting. Exciting. I like when we have, like, several places that we need to scout. God, the music is so great here. Holy crap. It's very sad. It's immediately the first thing I get reminded of is with the rain and everything, the capital city in the first game. I don't remember the exact name of the area. Tears something. Is it Blue Seal? City of Tears. Yep. I immediately get reminded of that, right? A little bit of that same sadness. You can undo deletions now? What do you mean by undo deletions? I haven't seen Peaky Blinders. Isn't there a movie that just came out? My message was deleted, then restored? I think that must be a display thing on your end. Yeah, the fleet travel was neat. I'm always gonna take that opportunity. Yeah, there must be a display thing on your end. I have the like, one of my extensions. I think it must be FFZ or BTTV. Shows like the message is deleted, and I could click on it if I wanted to show it. Right. In this case, you just mentioned the name of the area in the first game, which I think is fine. I understand the deletion, but we have to have it's unfortunate because we need to have a hard line because of the risks involved, but some messages that are fine are going to be deleted just because it would be too confusing otherwise. But yeah, it's probably a mobile bug. First bench in the City of Tears. Yeah, that little bench before like the window. I remember that. Yeah, man, the City of Tears was a beautiful, beautiful location. But instantly hear the rainy thing, the gray sort of vibe. Slightly bluish, very, very slightly bluish. Immediately get reminded of that. Also, whatever those like sort of feathers, I think they're fragments of the ground or vegetation, maybe? I don't know. Ashes, I'm not sure, but like that is a vibe and a half. In general, Lucille, for that kind of stuff, like, oh, this is my favorite or whatever, I prefer when people say it later. When I'm done with sort of the area or the boss or whatever, right? Because I think saying it at the beginning of a boss fight or an area sort of sets an expectation, right? Which, not a big fan of that, but I think that's pretty minimal, right? But yeah, I prefer sort of not have any expectations and find out by myself first, and then yeah, like foreshadowing. I mean, it's not, I think it's not too bad in the sense that different people have different opinions, so I can be like, yeah, whatever, maybe you'll like it, maybe I won't, right? But yeah, but once I've like completed an area or sort of been in the area for a while or defeated a boss, then yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I think, again, the things that are just a matter of taste, I'm not too worried. So this is not really like a hardline rule. It's more of a preference. I prefer if people sort of wait before their own opinions. Oh, I'm tired. What the fuck? I had some good sleep the past couple days, I think. Insane that this is still just their second game. Well, yeah, second game, but like 15 years of development experience. No, I mean, some people are just good. Some people are just that talented and they take the time to do things as well as they can. No? Ooh, I can enter this now. They were experienced developers before Hollow Knight. That makes sense too. Oh, hold on, Garama.
Oh.
That will never get old. We will camp here in this grey lands until more fleas find their way to the caravan. Please lend your aid. Any of our fellows you find lost... to any of our fellows you find lost out on the roads. My bad, I'm terrible at reading today. Okay, this is not a quest proper, but yeah. I wish I could pet this little guy there. He's working so hard dragging this caravan around. Oh. Alright, let me talk to, what's the... Mushka Mikli. Where's the third one, I wonder? Dodeshna, Miss Hornet, is it? Welcome to our new camp. The traveling is done, and so we drink. There's no better way to revive spirit than to drink the famous flea brew. Hold on. I'm hoping that's just a name. I have just finished a batch bubbling and warm. You are friend, finder of lost little fleas, hmm? Here, take your bottle of flea brew with you. Will keep you warm while you travel. I am always brewing here, so have no fear to drink plenty and return whenever you're wanting more. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's a red tool? What the... Invigorating beverage prepared by the flea caravan. Temporarily increases the speed of movement and attacks? Oh, yep. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, that's like a good 20% at least. I mean, the movement speed? Yeah. I mean, I would say 20% roughly, like that's what it kind of feels like instinctively. Maybe even a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah. Does it refill with my... Oh! Wait, how do I refill it? Refill the fleet. Oh! Thank God I checked before I experimented too much with it. Thank God I checked. Okay. Okay, we need to be conservative with this. So it refills from the reserve at the bench. You can only carry 3 at a time, and then you need to pay to refill. Is it... Right now it's 30. Is it a one-time thing? Or... Hold on, I need to experiment. I need to know before we leave. Dude, this is so fast. What if I... Can I stack them? No, it doesn't stack. Okay. It resets the duration, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Bet it is disgusting. I imagine hot iron brew. Okay, that sounds vile. I was thinking... Hold on. I was thinking Orangina. If you guys know what that is. I don't know if it's everywhere. Okay, it's a flat cost. That is fantastic. It being a flat cost instead of that's great. It exists in the US, but less common than in Europe. I don't see it that much anymore. I think it's less of a thing now, simply. It used to be huge when I was like young, like late 80s, 90s. At least here, Switzerland. I don't know everywhere else in Europe, but it's less of a thing now, yeah. Orangina is delicious, it is. Warm Orangina though? Not sure. But yeah, base Orangina is really good. Well, Risa, there is a $5 solution to your problem. I know it's a lot of money. I get it. The ads always play at the beginning of the hour, like stream-wise, right? Like this is the third hour of the stream, so the ads are gonna play at the beginning of it. And if you reload during it, you gotta hit it again because it's still during the ad break. So not much I can do against that, unfortunately. So you reloaded after? Well, then that's very unlucky. Yeah. Or you were still, because it's 3 minutes, so you might get like literally like 6 fucking ads. So maybe after 3, there's a little break or whatever. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's fucking. I don't think about those things. I don't think about them. I don't look at them. I don't worry about them. I set them up so that there's no pre-rolls, because pre-rolls are fucking atrocious for new viewers. And I never want to think about them again. I'm just pretending they don't exist. Hopefully, you know, you guys get subscriptions either gifted or you can afford it and you want to support the channel and you don't have to think about the ads either. But yeah, there's no better way for me to do it. If I could, I would remove them completely, because they literally do not bring nearly, like, they're not, it doesn't bring revenue enough for me to justify wanting them to run. And even if it did, I probably would want them off anyway, because I fucking hate the concept of ads. But unfortunately, Twitch forces us to make a choice: pre-rolls or mid-rolls. I've decided mid-rolls because I think it's less of a problem. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna apologize for Twitch's bullshit. Thank you, Warren, for gifting a tier 1 sub to Risa, 833. I appreciate you, Warren. Thank you so much. And Risa, enjoy the ad-free experience. There you go. Yeah, asterisk. This is kind of fucked up. I don't understand how that works, but yeah. The best part about ads is knowing which product to ignore next time I shop. Yeah. I sort of feel the same. Some of them do get me, though, I will admit. Especially like food ones. If I see an ad... Well, actually, it's an interesting thing, because sometimes when I was watching wrestling with Nasrallah, we don't watch wrestling very much anymore, but we used to watch wrestling quite a bit. And there would be like ads for Pizza Hut or something. And so I would see like a Pizza Hut ad, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm totally getting a pizza this weekend. But of course, there's no Pizza Hut here, so I would not, you know, I would not get Pizza Hut, but I still felt the effect of the ad, right? And I was like, okay, maybe if I was in an area where Pizza Hut existed, maybe I would want that specific pizza that I've seen in the ad. I can feel the ads working a few times, when it comes to food, at least. But that's about the only thing. That's okay. That funny thing, I just thought about it now because it's kind of related, but I've been playing Marathon of stream these days, and I'm researching information about it and trying, to learn the game and all that. I've started getting ads for running shoes. I think Google's misunderstanding what I'm doing, which I thought was so funny, because it's like, well, okay, close enough, I guess, but it's like the fucking advertisement information gathering algorithm is kind of like a little bit, a little wrong on this one. Yeah, the other day I was like, why am I getting ads for running shoes? What the fuck is that? I was trying to think, like, did I have a conversation about it on stream, or... And I was like, oh, I'm playing Marathon, that's why. And I'm like searching for like Marathon, location, or Marathon, So funny. Bluminary, thank you for the Prime. 9 months, appreciate it. Less money for Jeff. More money for me. Thank you, Luminary. Appreciate you very much. What's up, Noger? Never seen a Pizza Hut ad and thought it was a good product. I've never had it. Maybe that's, you know, listen, you've had Pizza Hut. You know how bad it is. I don't. I see a deliciously crafted fake food, because that's what most ads are, right? Like they have these food estheticians that actually like create fake food with oil and shit, you know, to make it look good. I don't know. Like motor oil instead of sauce, right? Because it sticks to the fucking thing. I don't know. Yeah, the cheese is like glue and everything. Yeah. I actually think it's fascinating. I love watching how those ads are made. It's such a specific craft, which, I mean, these people are clearly very good at what they... The fuck was that? Clearly very good at what they do. When are you going into your marathon runner era? Yeah, I don't think I want to run a marathon. I don't mind running. Running's fun, but a marathon, that's a bit much. Yeah, I mean, I've never had Pizza Hut. Well, actually, hold on. No, I think that was Domino's. I had like a big chain that I had never had before when I was in Australia. I think it was Domino's. And not Pizza Hut. Regardless, it was okay. The one I want to try is Papa John's. And again, you know, we're talking about ads and all that. The power of sort of ad adjacent content, right? You know that dude on TikTok and Instagram and all that works at Papa John's, and he does his fucking enthusiastic videos where he's preparing pizzas and he's yelling at the camera and he's, you know, very charismatic guy. Every time I see one of his videos, I'm like, I wanna eat one of those pies. They look fucking amazing. And you know, this is obviously, I don't know how it started, if it was just the guy having fun, but at this point it's very much Papa John's advertisement, right? Shit works. Again, it's food, but it works on me, right? Like, I'm seeing this and I'm like, I would love to try one of those pies. But I don't know if they're, you know, supposed to be good, or again, there's no Papa John's around here. The only big chain that I didn't expect to find in Switzerland was Five Guys. I was very surprised when I saw Five Guys in Lausanne. I was like, I gotta try that. And it was okay. It was fine. The Cajun fries were good. The burger was, you know, it was okay. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't blow my mind or anything, but it was good. It felt like proper food enough, I guess. But here's the thing, McDonald's is pretty good in Switzerland. We have like some good products that are not everywhere. And that actually tastes somewhat like real food. Like a real fucking sandwich, not you know, over-processed bullshit. So, this, you know, if I want an actually good burger, I have to go to like a proper restaurant. You know, there's some restaurants that do really good burgers. But, you know. Well, it was a normal... that's the thing, Credo. Again, Switzerland, too expensive. Fucking McDonald's is expensive as shit. If I go to McDonald's, and I plan on going on Saturday, I think, I was like, you know what, it's been a while, I want to go to McDonald's again. So I think I'm going to go on Saturday, grab some McDonald's. It's probably going to cost me about 30, 35 bucks. For just me, and not, you know, like, saving for the next day or anything. Just one meal. Yeah. So, Five Guys was about the same cost. And I would say higher quality, so... Can get a decent restaurant meal for that? Yeah, no, here if you want like a proper restaurant meal, like the full experience, it's about 50 per person, I would say. for like a normal restaurant, right? Like not something that not like gastro or anything super high standard, right? Just a normal restaurant meal, about $50 per person, with like a main and an entree, you know. Shit's expensive, you know. Appetizer, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. I mean, yes, salary. Again, I always say the same thing. If you work in Switzerland, you're fine. You're making money, right? You're making the money that allows you to enjoy those things. It's still expensive, but you're doing okay in most jobs, I would say. Because minimal wage is, you know, there's pretty good laws about that in Switzerland. Like a McDonald's worker is like 25 an hour, to take an example, right? So, you know, roughly, I don't have actual numbers, but that's sort of what I've heard and seen around. Like as a teacher, you know, you know, I was making decent money. But if you are like me and you work outside of the system, you know, I get my money in US dollars from Twitch. I get money in euros from the like my publisher when it comes to the writing stuff. I get screwed on conversion to Swiss francs because the Swiss franc is pretty strong right now, unfortunately. Well, I mean, fortunately, when I had to actually like again, like for video games, for instance, it's great. I buy video games on US websites or keys or whatever. I don't pay that much for my video games comparatively, right? Or if I order stuff and, you know, but anything that's in Switzerland, unfortunately, and the cost of living in general, like insurance and all that shit, yeah, unfortunately I get screwed there. But, oh well, that is the compromise you make when you're trying to sort of work outside of the system. I don't have a boss, you know, yelling at me to be there on time every morning, so that's great. I pretty much only have responsibilities for myself, which is great. There's a price to that sort of freedom, and I've always said I will gladly compromise on my standard of living for more quality of life. That's a trade I've made when I stopped teaching, and I think that's a trade I would make every fucking time if I was given the choice again. So I'm a pretty minimalistic person. I don't need too much. I just need safety, you know. I need a roof over my head, food on the table, health insurance covered, and that's about it, right? If my I think I've heard that was it yesterday. I think Grim was talking about that on her stream yesterday. As long as you have a, you know, have a place to live, you have food, and you have health stuff taken care of, you're safe. I think that's the, you know, when that is covered, I think you can be pretty happy. You know, like right now, you know, I'm barely making it. I'm not in a permanent situation. Like I can't, at the current rate, I couldn't sustain forever like that. But hopefully you know, over time the growth and everything catches up, and by the time it wouldn't be sustainable anymore, we're in a position where it reached the threshold, but we'll see. It's an investment in future, you know, hopes and dreams, I guess. Aren't Steam prices the highest in Switzerland? It might be. I mean, that's the thing, Solipsis. It's not a flat number. Like Australians, and I've been in Australia. I can talk about that firsthand. Australians always complain, "Oh, all games are $100." Well, yeah, but your dollar's fucking weak as hell. That's why it's higher. If you convert it, it's the fucking same price as everywhere else. But I understand the salaries are, you know, also lower, and I get it. I'm just making fun of the idea that, oh man, the games are $100 in Australia. Yeah, Australian dollars. Canadians do the same thing. Like, oh man, games are 90 Canadian dollars here. Yeah, that's 60 fucking US. What's your point? It's about the, you know, the number in itself means nothing. It's about what it represents in terms of your buying power. But yes, Swiss prices are very high. Converted to other... They don't seem that high. Like a $40 game is gonna be like 30 something Swiss francs. But if you convert it, that's like almost 50 bucks. Now the thing is, what I do most of the time for the games that I'm gonna stream and all that is I get them on G2A. I know it's controversial. I know it's sometimes a little on the shady side, or at least it used to be. I think it maybe got a little better over time. It's just a way for me to sort of, you know, compensate for the how I get screwed on the conversion, right? Because on G2A I can pay in dollars, which is very advantageous for me. Not only is the key a little cheaper, but coming from like Swiss francs, that's where I sort of win conversion wise. I end up paying 30 to sometimes 50% less than if I was buying it on Steam. Just on conversion alone, right? Without even considering the discounts and all that. So, yeah, I've been getting a lot of my keys on G2A recently. The numbers mean nothing. Today's economy in a nutshell. Yeah. I've heard of Loaded, but I'm assuming it's sort of a similar thing. Yeah. Like, whose line is it anyway, where the points don't matter, but we're starving? Yeah. Oh well, anyway. All this to say, advertisement sometimes, unfortunately, works on me. That all came from the advertisement conversation. That's funny. And I would one day want to try Papa John's. That's my conclusion there. Yeah, no, I mean, ads work in general, that much we know, right? They wouldn't do it otherwise, but sometimes you think, you know, I like to think of myself as a discerning person, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let advertisement manipulate me, right? And in most cases, it doesn't. Like, I'm, you know. But food, man, that's the key to my heart. I'm currently jumping in between the elements of the... I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing, but I'm like jumping between the things that are in the same plane as I am. For no reason, because there's no collision, but... It's like, do you do this thing when you walk in the streets, and you're like, I'm only gonna walk on those specific lines or those specific colors on like a tile sort of thing on the ground? I still do that. I used to do it as a kid. I still do it sometimes. It's like my own little game of the floor is lava. You do that on crosswalks? Take damage if I step on the lines. Yeah, yeah. I wonder what that comes from. I don't know. What a weird thing to do. Is it just because we're gamers? We're trying to gamify walk-in? Hmm. I'm wonder at this land. Something heavy hangs above, like shadow. I'm hope the little fleas have not much danger here. Okay. Walking is pretty repetitive, to be fair. That's true. All right. Okay. Well, we're lost in the middle of nowhere, so we're gonna have to explore. Oh, there's the last guy. Garama. Yeah. Dodeshna. One for shelter from the thick gray air is heavy and wet. I'm worried for the little fleas' health in this land. They're so nice with the fleas. I love it. And they make play in the filthy water. I say them stop, but they just laugh and splash on me. They are lack respect. That's funny. They are lack respect. I like that line. I'm gonna use that. They are lack respect. Those darn kids. Most bugs instinctively obey those with strength and will. Speak with authority, and your commands may go unheeded. Ugh, really, it's Flea Master's job to teach the fleas and such. I will just have rest here until it's time to move on. Again, I can only hear Kevin in the office when he's trying to be economical with his words. Why use many words when few do tricks? You know, that's kind of what I'm hearing when I'm reading this guy. Strange beasts prowl these gray lands. I hear them roar and shriek outside camp. It's best to stay inside and make quiet. Get him! Oh. Hold on. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, we have one path here. And one path there with water. Okay. Oh, the music is changing. Interesting. Okay, let's I just want to take a peek on this side. A lot of bells, huh? Oh, this could be a bellway. Pilgrim. This settlement welcomes all who step the holy path. May you ease your shell within, that your strength renewed can carry you higher. Where are we? Okay. Gotta take a note of this. Roughly there? There, I think. The music here is very scary. There's like there's a sound in the background if you listen carefully that does almost like woo 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 woo. That part is I don't know, sounds dark. Pilgrim. This settlement welcomes all who step the holy path. Oh, you guys can see, hold on. Oop. May you ease your shell within, that your strength renewed can carry you higher. Higher. Roughly here. Be a little more there. I'll do. Is that a way down? No, it's not. Interesting. That has to be like an elevator of some kind. I don't like that music very much. Oh fuck, what is this? Cutscene? The Haunted Bell Heart. What the fuck is going on here? New objective. Save the thread-spun town. Break the silken curse ensnaring the town of Bellheart. That is so creepy. Oh my god. Garama! Yeah, I don't think Garama's gonna cut it there. Yeah, of course, Elden Lord. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, is that... Wait. That's the Bellway. We came from here, right? Yeah. I wasn't sure if we got out of there. Interesting that there was a cutscene, though. That's quite new. Like, mid-game cutscenes like that. Outside of a few things like the merchant, like the smiths and all that. Like, actually introducing an area with, like, a cutscene like that. Not something we've seen a lot in the first game, I don't think. Not that I remember, at least. Yeah, I don't like this place very much. You know what? Let me check if the Bellway works. The whole thing resonates. That is so cool. It's a giant bell. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I want to try if the... God, why do I feel like there's going to be a boss fight? Why do I feel like this is a boss fight? Meh. Oh, never mind. You could tell the gamer that has played too many games. Big room, boss fight. Nope, just big room. 60? Oh my god. Sure. What am I gonna do? Not pay? That reminds me of a song. I don't know. I don't know. Had to go back and about a tiny bit. Missed your reaction to Bellheart. If you're, can you? Is the rewind thing work on this channel? Like if you're a sub, you can rewind the video a little bit on just like directly on the player. Is that a thing now on every channel, or I haven't fucking followed that shit? Yeah, okay, that's cool. I think that's a decent feature. You know, it's mind-blowing that it took so long for Twitch to implement it, and it's kind of wild that it's locked behind being a sub, but at least it's there. You know? Yeah. Or with Turbo, yeah. It's not on mobile though yet. Yeah. Listen, before adding features to the mobile app, I wish it just worked as intended on the things that's already in there. It feels like half the time when I'm on mobile, I can't even chat. Like the chat messages are like not connecting. I don't know. Eira! Hey, little buddy. It's good to see a familiar face. This place is awful. Yeah, indeed. That's what I'm saying. Why you smack him? It's petting. He likes it. Look at it. He's doing a little zoomies. Is you know, purring. Yeah. Oh! That's why you gotta hit every fucking wall in the fucking video game. You gotta hit... See? I always spend so much time hitting all the fucking walls, and I look foolish 90% of the time. But then, you know, you feel vindicated. 10% of the time, there's something there, you know? I don't know where I'm going. I'm worried that this is a committal jump. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Oh god. Okay. So far so good, right? Yeah. What the fuck have I found? Oh boy. We are going places. I don't want to make any committal jump though. Yeah, this is really fucking cool. And the sounds of the little bells falling and everything. Hold on. We have to come back here. Who needs that many bells? Good question. I don't know. Okay, we have to explore this. But I really... First of all, hold on. So Bellheart is this way, right? That's something we need to... We can... No, wait, we are in Bellheart. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put a marker here to indicate we need to explore Bellheart. Ugh, this is so creepy. The music! It's so creepy, man. And it said, the settlement welcomes all who step the holy path. May you ease your shell within, that your strength renewed can carry you higher. Well, it's certainly not that great anymore. I feel lied to. Ah, I feel so much better now. See? Peace. Quiet. Where are the fucking fleas? There's only 2 of them. Oh, they're... Oh my god, they're asleep. Look at them! Just taking a little nap up there. I love this so much. Oh, the other one's back. Yeah, there's that one's napping all the time. I think it's always the same one. It has to be. One of them is just a napper. Okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to explore a little bit of this before going any further. At least check, you know, the whole room or something. Oh. Oh, come on. That looked like a passage, right? Looked like there was a little thing. What's up, Orion? How are you doing today? Okay. Maybe a shortcut for later. Where are we going here? Is that a trap? Okay, I'm gonna... No. What the fuck is that? That's a bug that was killed by a bear trap. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, right. Be careful of those. Oh. I tried to walk in and then dash out. That thing's too fast. Wasn't able to, you know, trigger it and then walk out of it. No, I mean, I did it intentionally. I was trying to, you know, do, like, touch and dash, right? Maybe I should have jumped. I don't know. Did anyone ever tell you look like Georges Brassens? No, that's not something someone told me. My dad was a big fan of Georges Brassens, and now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I guess, you know, Georges Brassens always looked old to me, but I was young back then. Outside of the stash, I don't think I look very much like him, but yeah. I understand the stash is a very prominent feature, and immediately you look like everyone else who has a stash. I get that. Oh god, okay. I was like, is that thing gonna attack me? What's happening there? Yep, that thing's gonna attack you. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I don't mind that one bit. What's up, Sylvan Shade? How are you doing today? Good to see you. The litany of the worker. Litany of the worker. May we catch the dregs and never tire. May we clean the dregs and never hunger. May we spool the dregs and never falter. Okay. Let me write that down and put it roughly where it is on the map. Litany of the worker. May we catch the dregs and never tire. May we clean the dregs and never hunger. May we spool the dregs, never falter. As for the situation, it's about above the H. So like roughly here. Yeah, that works. Little paper thing on hidden in the ceiling. There you go. No one else waiting for the Skong DLC? I'm sure plenty of people. I've heard there's a small chance it might actually drop while I'm still playing the game, which would be an interesting experience. I've never had that happen before. A DLC dropping when I'm still playing. But I'm not fussed about it. If I finish the game before it drops, which I think will be the case, frankly, I wouldn't be... Yeah, exactly, Colette. I'm not expecting it to drop before we actually have like a proper date. Who knows? It could turn into another fucking sequel, right? So yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm not holding my breath for it or anything. If it drops later, I'll wait a few months or whatever, and then we'll get into it down the line. Or maybe I can wait a few years and play the whole game again. I don't know. Yeah, see, no, that was fucking stupid. Shit. Damn, that thing sucks. I need to get safe hits so I don't die. I don't know this little guy's animation. Oh god, yep. I'm just trying to not die. Oh, I can actually friend. Let's do that. Good to go. Woo! I would love to find a way to trigger the trap. Ugh! Yeah, I would love to find a way to trigger the trap without... Oh, there you go. That works. I was trying to think if I could use my tools. Oh, I don't have my tool anymore. Fuck! I thought I had my trap tool. That's a big thing. Oh, I hate this place. You know how I mentioned the other area reminded me of Deep Nest? It actually didn't feel very much like Deep Nest, turns out. Because of, like, it had the vibe of Deep Nest, but it didn't have the level design of Deep Nest. This, however, has the level design of Deep Nest. In terms of, like, the, all the breakable walls and all that shit, right? A little guy died down here. Okay. And it's also dark, and I hate this place. I'm not happy to be here right now. I should have just taken the fucking Bellway home and chill for a little bit. Although my choices right now are pretty limited everywhere. I mean, the only place that's not completely vile that I want to explore is this. I wish I'd never stopped. Instead, now we have a fucking cursed town and deep caverns. Okay, we're pretty far on the right there. Hopefully we can connect with this. That would be great. Let's see. I don't know how to... Is that a rat? What the fuck is this? Oh my god, it hurts. Yeah, I really have to be careful there. I'm running out of... Whew. Okay. That thing has a lot of HP too. God damn it. Finally! That was an unpleasant noise. Yeah, those remind me of the big grubs, the huge ones that would just charge you in the hallways. Okay, there's a way up here. Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna be... God damn it, that shit hurts! See, what sucks here is that we're back here, but I have to go get my fucking rosaries. I have to intentionally go back there. What an unpleasant location so far. Yeah, that's where we fell. So let me scope out this side of the area first. I'm so glad this works. That is so cool. Yeah, get wrecked, nerd. I don't know about that. I gotta go get my rosaries, unfortunately. Not even sure what the fuck it is. Okay, it's up there. Okay, now I recognize the place. Okay, don't die to this, please. That'd be awesome. Friend. Yeah, you little shit. that where my silk is? Yeah, it has to be. Okay, let's have a drink. Oh god! Oh, that was a waste of power. Oh god! The lack of range is definitely an issue with this setup. Like for big enemies like that, it's not great. Anything that I can just use my attack speed and smash really fast, great. Dude, why is it all the way up here? That could have been really bad if I couldn't reach for some reason. A memory locket. Oh, okay. And suddenly everything is worth it. Fuck yeah. Yeah, get fucked. Oh god, this one's back.
Friend.
What an unfortunate series of events. Oh, fuck off. Oh god. I shouldn't have done that. Now I don't have the power of a friend. I hate those big things. Big chungus. Okay. Okay. So, okay. I know I'm saying okay a lot. Yeah, there's a passage up here and there's a passage down. Oh, come on. Ah. Oh! Why does this remind me of a song? I can't figure out which song it is. No, like an actual like song. Like not something from a game, I don't think. Sounds a bit like the sub song. Oh, Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, a little bit. But no, that's not what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Era! Yeah, buddy! I'm so glad you're here. I hate this place. Let's get out of here. Eventually. Is that's where I came from, right? Yeah. Okay, we're back in Greymoor. And we have this sign. Oh, wow. Look at the background with the like sort of windmill thing. Damn, this place is gorgeous. Wow. That's pretty good. Get him up! Oh, fuck! For once, my radar wasn't too activated and I get fucking screwed. Battle music's awesome too there. What the fuck is that? Oh shit! Okay, that was cool. Yeah, the music, the battle music there is absolutely incredible. I am getting absolutely fucking wrecked. I haven't hit him once. Yeah, get fucked. I was like, I'm not gonna learn the moveset that fast. I'm just gonna go super aggro and try to get out of this. Like, just basically overtake by just smashing everything. Very cool. The background with all the, like, systems and everything. Yeah, this place is really interesting. Okay. The halfway home. Peaceful music? Garama! Bah. Okay. Oh! Oh! I would love to find chakra right now. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm just going blind. And this is very, very, very scary. What is that? Hello? Get him out! No, no, no! No, no, no. Not on board with the Garama, this one. Ooh. Ooh. Ula. What are you doing, little nerd? Man, this game's awesome. I'm getting the full, you know, exploration vibes. Sort of like getting lost and finding more things, and sort of the sort of cascading effect of you get lost in an area and you're sort of stuck, and then you keep going and you get lost even more, and love that vibe. Every time that happens in any game, I'm just so happy. New, okay. Oh ma, sweet surprise for New. You are adult, yes? Fully grown, ready to hunt? Certainly I am no child, young one. Perfect then. New must ask a wish. For her, you would seek Farloom's many fabulous bugs and cut them. Am I getting a hunter's diary? Oh my god, tell me I'm getting a hunter's journal. Cut them with your blade. Cut them with your mature spirit. Cut them with your savage adult heart. Okay, that's funny. That sounds like a line out of Disco Elysium, honestly. I can see one of the parts of your brain in Disco Elysium saying something like that. Cut them with your savage adult heart. Yeah, physical instruments for sure. Absolutely. Would you help New? Could you take her scroll and fill its pages with the learning of your cuts? I'm totally getting a hunter's journal. Learn bugs of Farloom. Promise wish. Sure. Wish promised. Oshino. Ooh, ma, you make New so happy. Hunt down the creatures of this land and record them in this scroll. Hunter's journal. Let's go. Yes. Ah. I love that. Hopefully it's gonna be full of juicy little pieces of lore. Yeah, it was one of my favorite parts in the first game, so I'm very excited. Defeat foes to add their records to the journal. Review defeated foes in the journal pane of the menu.
Buenera.
Learning about a land's inhabitants is a worthwhile undertaking. Perhaps you are more grown than you realize, New.
Oh no.
Ma, such delicious praise will make New shrivel. Go now, hunt and pray, and begin our learning. Yeah, same with the map maker, right? Like Quasi, the way they've sort of revamped those roles to very different characters. Very cool. I like that. It's hard work learning so much from creatures, but for New, it's very fulfilling. Now go and hunt and pray, Miss Grown Up. That was a little sarcastic there. Alright, so I need 100 for the quest to be considered completed. I'm not sure is maybe the entire lineup, or maybe not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so much. I'm just removing all the little things, and then we'll, you know, start from the top. Even the buses and everything. Okay, hold on. Go over the Hunter's Journal. Go back to Mort with 350, 340 rosaries. That's something we need to do, but I think I don't want to do it right now. As much as I want to do this whole thing, I don't want to do it right now. Currently I feel lost in the world. I need to sort of find my bearings again before I can, you know, focus on something sort of static, I guess. Ah, well met, traveler. Looking for a drink or a rest or both? His name is Craig. What's up, Craig?
Da, Fenestra.
Fair greetings, good bug. The warmth of your hearth is welcome upon these wet plains. Hey, it's a damn climb through these parts. Used to be just pilgrims trekking my way, but odd times these are. And you ain't even the strangest shell wandering about. A rowdy old warrior stopped through not long back. Caused quite a scene. And now a young lass is taken up lodging in my top room. I wonder if the roadie old warrior, that can't be Shakra, can it? I don't know. The last mentioned she's on the lookout for sharp types like yourself. Maybe pay her a visit if you haven't already. Well. Care for a drink, traveler. My nectar's got a kick that will warm your shell in these sudden climbs. Buy a drink, 10 rosaries. Sure. Hey, gave me a little bit of silk. It's only those few stronger pilgrims that survives to reach my home now. Farloom's curse claims the rest. Poor sods left to wonder. I do sometimes get to wondering. Is it the dregs of their own mind in there keeping him walking, or something else entirely? Care for a drink? Is it gonna give me more lore? Am I gonna... Oh my god, if it's giving me more lore... Fuck! Belhart over the moors is a great town, I've heard it once was. Part of the Pathanol, right smack in the middle of these midlands. Now it's all crumble, and that brittle vein of bells is crawling with nasties. Ain't no place left in Farloom that can fairly claim to offer safety. You visited them pens up above here, miss. Horrid place. Once all about growing meat or some such. Meant to keep us more bugs living and working, it's told. That damned place long gone to the haunting. Now the meat's running feral and free. They knew what they were doing. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're good. Well, shit. And even more traveling, huh? What the hell? I keep getting like... Okay, a bell this way? Is that the... That's not the bell way though. What is it? And then... Oh god. Okay, hold on. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. No.
That's fine.
Another time, perhaps. Among the few gifts of my birth, I find rare need for sustenance, she says after getting like 4 doses of it. That's so. Well, the nectar is always on tap if you find yourself feeling different. I love the little dialogues in this game. Oh, speaking of which, we talked about Disco Elysium just earlier. Has anyone been playing that Esoteric Ebb game? Planning on it? Not yet. Into Spire. Watched a bit of it. I hear it's pretty good. I don't know exactly how I'm going to deal with it. If initially I was like, maybe after Silksong I'm gonna do Esoteric Ebb. I am not 100% sure anymore. I think Esoteric Ebb could be something fun to do a little later down the line. Maybe after the replay of Disco, before Zero Parades, something like that. I'm not sure. You know, so we can kind of get like the Disco folks to join us and then be like, hey, we're gonna play that other game soon. Be there for that, right? Sort of a little bit of strategic sort of position there, because the game doesn't seem like it's getting a lot of traction on its own anyway, so, you know, we're gonna have to sort of carry it for ourselves. Now, what I've been thinking after Silksong, right after Silksong, and it's still just a thought, there's no guarantee there, but I've been thinking of playing the first episode of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That's been on my mind a little bit. Like do part 1, right, and then do a little bit of something else, and then get to part 2 eventually, and you know, not play them all 3 in a row, I don't think, but more like, you know, have a little bit of a dunk dunk dunk. Yeah. Doing it in an episodic, like seasonal sort of format. Do the first game, do a little bit of something else, second game, a little bit of something else. Not sure. Yeah. I did play the games all the way back in the day, Credo, but I don't remember much about them. Again, it was in that era where I was sleeping 2 hours a night and was very profoundly depressed, so my memory was even worse than it is these days, this past few days. So not a lot of memories there. And I also, the DLCs weren't out when I was playing it. So I think there's going to be a whole bunch of DLCs that I've never touched, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, you know, peek out. Like I remember like some of the, basically about the whole trilogy, I remember some of the greater plot points. And I do have like a few memories of the first game, like a few tiny bits and pieces of the first game when I was peeking sometimes at NAS, playing a little bit of it. But yeah, you know, it's gonna very much feel, we're gonna take it like a first playthrough, because the Legendary Edition has a bunch of new stuff, DLCs and all that, so we're gonna very much approach it like first playthrough. Play the original Baldur's Gate game. I've played those games back in the day. I don't feel the need, like, weirdly enough, those I don't feel the need to play again. I like those games back in the day, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't like Baldur's Gate 3 very much, which kind of like put me off of the whole series for some reason. What's up, Aloshay? Also Naz, good to see you. Never played them originally, played the Legendary Edition a few years back. So much fun. Hell yeah, Sylvan Shade. Yeah, I've been, it's been on my mind lately. I've been on a, you know, I always like sci-fi, of course. Sci-fi is definitely my favorite sort of subgenre, more than fantasy. So I always love a good bit of sci-fi, and you know, actually sci-fi-esque magical realism is probably my favorite, if I had to really have a subgenre that I love more than anything. But anyway, sci-fi definitely over fantasy for me. And I've been on like sort of a military sci-fi kick lately. I've been wanting more content in that vein. I struggle to find a little bit. So I think Mass Effect will be perfect. It's literally what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's also part of why I'm thinking about it now, Clipturn, is I got it for like $5 on Steam. So it's like, well, I have the game now, so, you know, nothing's stopping me. Oh, that was kind of the opportunity I was waiting for, to get a good sale on it. XCOM 2 at some point in the future, 100%. Actually, I could see myself do Mass Effect 1 into XCOM 2 into Mass Effect 2. I think that would be fun to sort of like ride that wave of, you know, military sci-fi vibe. We'll see. God, I love the music here. Holy Jesus. What the see that? What the hell is that, dude? That thing got hit and killed in one hit. I don't know what I did. I don't know if it's a specific timing, like hitting it in when it's starting its attack and you suddenly get a ton of damage. I don't understand what's going on. It always does that loud clang thing. And it's clearly doing more damage. It died in one hit. Zero. Those things are not too hard. I shouldn't be... What the fuck was that? That was in the foreground. It's gonna be a boss. I feel it. Yeah, another home, another town or something? Yeah. No, I'm running away. I need to find some consistency my way back. I'm like, I need to find a map. I need to find my way back. Yeah, we have our little buddy there. I need to go back down. $10. Thank you for gifting 3 months of sub to Nasrallah. Thank you so much, $10. I appreciate you. Nasrallah, you will be remembered. I don't know. Hold on. Hold on. Era. Greymoor, Barrelheart, the Far Fields. Let's go back to Belheart, because I think that's close to the fleas, right? Let's just reset. I've been doing some blind exploration there because I got lost. I would like to reset. Yes, there it is. Okay, now I feel good again. That's where this whole thing started. We'll have to... Oh my god, we need a map. We actually need a map. I don't know how you guys experienced this, or if you maybe found Chakra immediately, or you already came from a different location. Obviously, don't be specific, but... Man, this feels very... It's suddenly there's like 5 different paths, and it's dark everywhere, and I can't get a mental map going in my brain. Because the view is so... The vision's so limited with the dark and all that. That was a whole thing. Like, this entire place. Very overwhelming right now. I do have to eventually explore it, though. Let's put a yellow one in this direction. Shows us we have those 2 sides to explore. But before doing that, I want to go back to the Far Fields. I do want to go back to the Far Fields. And check that giant chimney and see where it leads. Okay, feels good to be back in mapped territories. That whole area up there is gonna be a whole thing. Whee! Coward? Sure. Is that a problem for you, bitch? I'm just pacing myself, okay? There's so many walls. I have to test all those walls. Because on the off chance that I'm right and there's something there. Is there a little ledge there? No, there's not. Okay. Never mind. Fucking Beyblade. I don't know why I'm calling it the Beyblade. Is that... Am I the only one who calls it that? Probably not, right? Hell yeah. That felt good. Like bouncing on it and then parrying it to just keep distance and then attacking it again. That was rad. Oh, we're in Greymore again. Okay, well, that actually helps with the mental map. Whoa. Hold on, listen to the music. I don't know if it's the same track as earlier, but the beginning there, damn. Wish you entered Greymore this way? I don't know, I think the way I found it was great too. Seeing like those little windmills in the distance, you know? This reminds me of a soundtrack of a movie. Yeah, this really reminds me of something. It's sort of the sounds of it, like the general vibe of it. Maybe something, hold on. Yes! Yes! It sounds like Thomas Newman's music. Yes! Malachaz, exactly! I was just about to say. Yes! Sounds like something straight out of like American Beauty or Shawshank Redemption or something, right? With the strings and like, that sort of minimalistic or, dude, I love this. But yeah, see, this is interesting, X. I think this is a good example of you know, the sort of like the Twitch thing. I'm assuming you entered the place this way. And for you, it was this beautiful moment of like, oh, first time I see this place and everything, right? And so you're like, oh, I wish you would have experienced that. But for me, the way I found it, you know, had its own sort of impact that this wouldn't have, right? A bit more mysterious, a bit more... feeling a bit more fearful, you know? Because I was sort of lost and trying to find my way and suddenly stumble upon like an old sort of place that seems very desolated and all that. And now finding it again from here, it's like gives a completely different perspective to the whole thing again. So, and also gives me a sense of the scale of this place, right? So yeah, there's always this thing of, especially with Twitch and watching other people play the games you've played, you're like, oh, I wish they would experience the game the same way that I did, but there's merit and beauty in all the ways. And that's why we don't want a backseat or anything like that, right? We want everyone's experience to be unique, just like yours was. Yeah, thank you, Fletch. Appreciate that. What's up, Mystic Flame? How are you doing? But yeah, the music here is just... God, that... I think Hunter's March has been defeated. I think this might be my favorite music in the game right now. I don't know. I mean, the whole fucking soundtrack is absolutely beautiful. I'm getting bled out, by the way. Oh. Well, that's not what I was expecting. For some reason, I thought it would maybe give me a bench or something. Huh. Well, okay. I mean... we lost a little bit of money in the process, but... it's okay, I guess. At least it's safe. Nice to bank some. I don't know, I feel like the fees are pretty... the fees in this game make me want to not bank it, but... obviously, it only takes, you know, one loss, and maybe then it would have been worth it, right? But... it's sort of my mindset to not play as if I'm gonna lose them, right? Oh! Oh! The only thing that could have made this song better, the voice of Chakra. Okay, I have to know. Is there someone that tried to make a world record for it? Is that a category for challenge runners? Most bounces world record? Must be, right? I mean... jumping is better, gives you more time. God damn it. Yeah, I love the Greymore OST. We were just talking about it earlier. Luck, welcome in. Reminds us of a Thomas Newman track. Or a Michael Giacchino, I think is his name. The Lost composer, right? I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. Giacchino, I would say. Sounds Italian. A little bit of that vibe. That, you know, again, that minimalistic orchestral thing that I love so much. Oh, come on, the ring fell? Oh, shit. I'll talk to you in a second. Oh, an actual fan, huh? Yeah, you know what? Hold on. One thing at a time.
Cadestre.
Fair greetings, Chakra, your welcoming sight amidst the sudden gloom of these caverns. I agree with that. That part of the track there. It's like it's digging deep in your emotions and, you know. God. Ugh. Man. I'm having like permanent goosebumps for the past minute and a half. It's crazy. So good. That lull, oh my god, did you hear that? I don't know what the technical term is, but that little moment of like almost breaks the note and then catches it again. Ah, the expression on those strings is just... That's something that really benefits from like the live musicians, right? Because I don't think you can do that with digital instruments. I don't... Maybe some of them are really good now, but I don't think you can. So much finesse in the playing. I mean, it's just it's more obviously not taking anything away from Christopher Larkin, but it's more than just the composition there. There's some real talent in the actual performance, like the expression there. Like you can't compose that. Like that's part of the just, you know, the direction and the musicians themselves. Like it's, especially when it comes to like the solo parts, right? Looks like, you know, one brilliant musicians just feel when playing, right? Sometimes it can be, or at least directed to the, if you are composing and then directing as well, right? You could request that, but sometimes it's just something that comes up when you're actually playing the piece and working it over, you know, with musicians and all that. I mean, I'm not an expert, you know, but I've been in a few, you know, recordings of orchestras, and I used to be pretty deep in the music thing in my 20s. But like that was just such a small thing, right? It's like it's really part of the just the expression, which again could be extremely intentional, or could be a thing that even only happened once, right? During one take, and it was like almost breaking and then catching it again, and it just sort of sells the the whole part. But yeah, I don't know what their sort of like workflow was, right? I don't know if there was a lot of pre-writing work, and then once they got into the studio, it was pretty much like, let's get it done fast, and you know, or if there was like a sort of like back and forth, and I'm not sure. Shadow of the Colossus, yeah. It's so delicate. it's like on the line. Like it almost, God, it's on the line every time. It's just so light. Man, yeah, what a track. Holy fuck. Anyway. Fair greetings, Chakra, your welcoming sight amid the sudden gloom of these caverns. Child-wielding needle. Your aspect is still sharp, my respect remains. Heed a warning, many fierce bugs roost nearby. On the lake beyond this cave nests a ragged horde atop an old water mound. Their mastery of flight makes them dangerous. My shell will forever carry the score of their pins. If you're seeking a safer path, head back towards this land's core. Well, I would love to buy maps, Bellheart and Greymoor. Let's go. Both. Oh, I don't have the money. Okay. Let's chill. I'm sure we have enough reserves. Let's see. But first of all, take a screenshot of those descriptions. Greymoor. Wide, dim hollows, choked by rag and dust. The bugs who once tended these lands have clearly lost their way. So beautiful. Oh, shit. No. And the Bellheart map, a town built within the thick vein of bells that runs through Farloom's score. One wonders who would craft so many and for what purpose. Sometimes you just need many bells, you know? If they had put bells on the fleas, they wouldn't lose them so bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to spend the fucking necklace I just did. Is that enough? And Scaro. 125. Oh no, we're good. 110. I miscalculated. We're good. You've purchased the last of my mapping stock for now. Stay alive on your journey, and when our paths next cross, we may trade again. It was a pleasure to see you. Wishke. Alright, let's see. Well, now that makes a bit more sense. Now I recognize a little bit of those places. God, that track is so fucking beautiful. There's so many places to explore. I don't know if putting pins is even worth it. That was where the halfway home was. Okay. And Greymoor. Okay. It's okay. This connects pretty quickly. Man, I was so close actually when I went from the halfway home. I mean, I looked out and I just stopped myself, but I wasn't that far away. A lot opened up suddenly. Yeah. There'll be a lot of places to look around for. Map's starting to look good too. Greymoor is a big place. Yes, Caro. Oh, it was just that. I was scared that, you know, that flying thing that I had seen was like maybe a boss that just moved to the location where I would have to fight them. Like, it was just one of those little things. Yeah, Garama! Yeah, I was really close. Huh, that's the beads up there. You know, there's something about the sound of that instrument right now, and the way it is playing. It reminds me a little bit of the White Orchard soundtrack in The Witcher 3. I don't know if you guys hear it. It has a little bit of that too. Sort of that same sort of, you know, sound and expression. Melancholic string, yeah. God, this is so good. I could stay here forever. These people are really good at creating places that feel, I don't know, impactful with so little, right? Like you just see a little bit of a background and you hear a little bit of the music and just the atmosphere, and it's like it tells a whole story even before you get to learn what happened. Like just the environmental storytelling and all that, they're freaking amazing at it. Ooh, that was close. Wait, am I? No, one more. Wait, what was this place again? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna let this nerd do his thing. I still think there has to be more with that room. It feels like can't be just that, but hey, little buddy. Let's go to Bone Bottom and check on our folks there. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, you know, it's... You can feel that there's a big, probably very sad history there. You just don't get to know what it is yet, right? That's what I wanted to check. More quests, some rewards. I look at that. I'm gonna have to look at that. Hey, little guy. Nothing new? Okay. Garama! Agoro. Garama? Those people don't seem too good. I did get a... Man, we have to go over all the whole fucking journal thing. I'm gonna have to put a yellow pin here to not forget. I did get a... memory locket. Which means... The problem is... It's only limited to the crests you're... Okay, hold on. Being able to activate a blue one on the Wanderer's crest is pretty good. Pretty good deal. I can activate yellow on the Beast crest too. That's solid. Blue and red. Oh, I don't know. I have to think on that one a little bit. I'm not sure. I think the Wanderers has my preference so far, just because the attack speed is so good. And like the little running attack, bounce, dive, all those little tricks feel very good. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'll get a bunch of memory lockets anyway, but I gotta think in terms of priorities. Okay, so do that. Check the quests, read the Hunter's Journal, and then start exploring Belhart or Greymore. I'm unsure. One or the other. We'll have to figure that out. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a story for tomorrow. A lot to do tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a big one. Just with the amount of stuff we have to figure out. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I did. Thank you for the gifted subs, the resubs, the lurks, and the conversations. I appreciate all of it. I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European Time. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Last time I have for now, last time for this season that I'm gonna have to think about the delayed schedule. Tomorrow's the last stream on this weird DLC, DST being desynced. Everything will be fixed by Sunday. Thank God. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to follow the channel if you haven't done so. Make sure to join the Discord if you haven't done so. This is the best way to, you know, get to know whenever I'm going live and all that. We have a little announcement channel for when, you know, stuff's happening, or if I have to cancel the stream for whatever reason, or anything, basically. Yeah. Thank you, 10 bucks. What's up, Surflux? What's up, Grim? How are you doing today? Every time I see your name, and I'm especially now that I'm playing a Hollow Knight game, I always think back to when I first saw your name, and I was so sure that your name came from like Hollow Knight, maybe. Especially with like the 2 M's and everything, you know. What a cool character in Hollow Knight, Grim. Sylvan Shade, thank you for the tier 1 sub to Torokok. I appreciate that. And sub for yourself. Thank you for the 8 months. Sylvan Shade, you will be remembered. A little bit of last minute love. I appreciate it, Sylvan Shade, so very much. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys be on your way. I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day, evening, or night. I will see you guys tomorrow. And until then, remember me, and I will remember you.